You know, there are those using AI for the wrong reasons and wrong things, nefarious activities that could go on and on, and those using it for good. And we have one of them on the show this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Malik Afegbua, CEO, Slick City Media.
Thank you for having me.
Malik.
Good to be here.
I'll just go straight to it. I saw your video on social media recently. And you know, deep down, I was wondering, nice, what lens was used for this video? What lighting, what angle of light? So that, and then I just realized, wait a minute, it's AI. And it was a video, the Owambe video.
Okay.
That was a brilliant seller. I had to convince myself, because I can recognize AI easily. Yeah. But that was really tough. So fantastic work.
Thank you.
Walk us through that process, because for a lot of people it's easy to identify AI. You just look at the hand, the fingers, or you look at the glitches, you see something. But come on, I didn't see much in your own.
Well, so that's a good question. And the thing is, AI grows every time. Technology is always growing. Like if you look at 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the kind of things that you would get from that was mostly mangled, blurry images with the fingers looking funny. But when it grows, we grow with it as well. So like I'm a filmmaker, I'm a storyteller, so I put that knowledge also into the AI system. It's not just me typing the prompt and getting the result. There are many technical things as well that I put behind that. You know, so for instance, and there's a different pipeline when you're working with AI than when you're working with other things. You could do text to image, video to image, and depending on what you're trying to create. But I always try to create things that are real, that didn't exist or we've not seen before. But how can I also trick you to make you feel like it's actually real?
Got you there. So you were trying to trick us.
Yeah, I wouldn't say trick, you know.
No, good tricks. It's okay. You know? do you feel like alpha right now? Do you feel like you're on top of the world in that sense? Does it feel that way?
No, I can never feel that way, because when I feel that way, I'm not going to grow. So I'm still learning, and it's a journey for me. And the more I keep, finding new ways to tell stories, it helps me grow. So no, I'm not there. Far from it.
So talk to us about that Elder series.
Yes, that is the project that has taken me around the world, and it's showcasing older people in spaces you've not seen them before. And that was a project that started with the AI fashion show 3 years ago. 2 years ago now. Wow, it's a long time. And it was from two different perspectives. One was because of my mother. I lost my mom, and I was trying to recreate her memory, her lifestyles, and stuff like that, and also for representation. Now, if I was to do a fashion show and I wanted to just go out there and say, I want old people on the runway and I want to make them wear this outfit, it'd be hard for me to convince people. But I could create that with AI, then I could show you what it could possibly look like and say, okay, this is possible. Then that's how it started, and it just went from there.
It looks too real to be true. Kola.
I'm very convincing too, and for me it's disruptive, because if you're able to create an RMD with AI, you're able to create a Genevieve with AI, what then happens to the real element that people long for? By the way, this is also a way to ask, how are they receiving it, Nollywood, this replacement?
It's actually good. It's an exciting time, and they're actually, we are excited about it. And the thing is, it's not a replacement, it's co-creation. It's to help either pre-visualize something or tell a story. That certain times that some actors might not be available to do certain things, or be in 3 places at once. But now we have AI to do that work for us by just replacing, with a digital twin. But think about technology. There's nothing we could do about it than just to adopt and find ways to put ourselves in it ethically. But I will never use or take a likeness, I use that for unethical reasons. It has to still drive the narrative that, okay, we can solve problems with this, we can tell stories. The barrier has been lowered for anybody to try to tell stories now. In the past, we needed millions of naira or thousands of dollars or millions to, do some productions. But today, with certain technologies, we can tell those same kind of stories with the same feeling to get from people as well.
So is it paying off?
100%, yes.
Money-wise?
100%. So I'm a film director. I've been in the industry for 17 years. But in the past year and a half, I haven't shot a commercial. I've been doing everything in the AI space. And I've made more money than I made in the film industry. So it's definitely paying off. And the world is moving towards technology, AI, and everything. So that means every industry are finding ways to adopt it. Every industry are finding ways to play a role in it, so you don't get left behind. And I'm lucky enough to be at the forefront of that race.
And I'm glad. I mean, look at this. So this was what I saw right there. And I was thinking, oh, Nice. Whose party was this? And then I look.
All this is AI.
All this is AI.
So let's say it again. Everything you're watching on your screen is not real.
Well.
So does your recreation leave room for the voice element, such that they can still be, the artists can still bring on their creativity?
Yes. Definitely, like I said, it's co-creation, and we've even done. I don't know if you have the video of a Yoruba sci-fi trailer, where we have people in sci-fi suits, spaceships, speaking Yoruba. We've not really seen that before. That's me experimenting local languages and putting them in spaces like that.
Beautiful. But now I'm thinking about the future. I don't want to call it owning it, but in some sense, because all of this technology is not ours, right? You're just leveraging on all of the infrastructure that people have spent millions, billions, and there's a war. China, America, they're doing the back and forth. OpenAI, there's Manus now, which I'm sure you must have tried Manus, right? I will ask you afterwards if it's delivering what it said it will deliver. But obviously, I don't know if we're on the table, if we're close to the table, if we're even close to the room, or we are like kilometers away. Is there a way for Nigeria to at least have some sort of ownership? I know it's expensive. If you want to run the processors, it's very expensive. But are we thinking in that line?
We are, and that's the good thing. In the past, I was a bit worried about it because I do keynotes around the world, and when I go to these keynotes or these events, I'm mostly not the only Nigerian, the only African there, and that was mostly a problem. And I'm like, what are we doing? We need to think about technology more than this. So 10 years from now, we could have this colonization all over again if we don't do anything about it today. So what we've been doing in our little space for the past 6 months is to create an African large language model. And that means we're collecting data, archiving, tagging, and training large language models. So it represents all the data sets, all subcultures, cultures, languages, everything about us properly, because AI was trained on the global north, not the global south. And that's a big problem, because that way our data is biased. It could put, I need a boy in Lagos, and you show you a dirty boy in Lagos, dirty Lagos streets. And that doesn't represent Lagos, the many parts of Lagos. So how can we tell our stories properly without, leaving it for other people? We have to create, we have to own this technology. And the only way to own it is to have the proper data, refined data. So yes, in that small field, we've been doing that. It's expensive, like you said. But I said, let me start something. Maybe when I get the right people on board, and I've been speaking to the right people as well, then maybe we could now get to a space where we are speaking at the forefront of technology, because we have the resources. It's just computers, cloud, and everything. It's just the money that we need to gather, get the data farms and everything.
This data gathering that you're talking about, is it going to make it possible for you to be able to produce an epic, where the models are speaking the indigenous language? Very
good question. You guys are asking great questions this morning, because it's in line with everything that we're doing. So in line with the large language models, we just created a text-to-speech, that not just captures Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa, but sub-cultures like Wafi, Edo, every other thing. Like everything. So we're on the stage of training the large language models now ethically, because we don't want to go on YouTube or anywhere else to just source the data. We're getting oral histories from historians, from scholars, like going to spaces all over the 7 states to collect data and use that to train a large language model. Now, you could be in diaspora and learn a language just by using that. You could, put yourself in that space properly. So it's still there. Everything lies on data, but the right type of data are using it properly and ethically as well.
Malik Afegbua, CEO, Slick City Media. I love what you do. We love what you do, and we celebrate it. And we,
as long as it doesn't take our jobs, anyway.
It's co-creation, Jeffrey. It would be nice, actually. We'll have another conversation after this. But thank you for your work, and we know that great things are ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
But it would be nice to see an AI version of Jeffrey just closing the show, right?
If it has hair, it's not me. Just know that. If it has hair, it's not me. Thank you for your time and company. I'm Jeffrey Uzama.
Don't forget, Sunrise Daily is up next. Thank you for watching. I am Bukola Koka.
I'm Kayode Okikilo, and I always come in peace. Have a great day.